Django, of course, I haven't seen yet.
Just saw it this past weekend.
You saw Django's?
Oh, you got time to see Django, but not your hero in Lincoln?
According to Eric the actor, I'm too poor to afford to go to see movies. So, yeah, it was a timing thing, and, not everybody wants to see the same movie. Anyway, by the way, Django Unchained, awesome movie.
Yeah, I'm probably going to see it this week. So you saw Inglourious Basterds and Django in the same weekend?
I did.
It's a lot of Tarantino.
Loved them both.
Yeah, you freshen up on the N-word or something?
I saw Django Unchained, and I said, they must have said the N-word 300 times. So, of course, I Googled it, and if you Google basically how many times, immediately how many times it comes up. Because everybody's curious as to how many times they said it. They only say it 109 times. I guess that you're so unaccustomed to hearing that word that it feels like every other word. Plus, it's who's saying it. Don Johnson is saying it. DiCaprio's saying it.
Yeah, and, it's white people saying it. I'm not used to hearing white people say it. I'm used to hearing black people say it.
Yeah, but it's a super good flick. I recommend. Now all I got to do is see Lincoln before it leaves the theaters forever.
Do you think you'll watch an episode of The Bachelor first or see Lincoln?
That's a good question. What would have to happen in Daniel Day-Lewis's career that he is the next Bachelor?
Some sort of scandal.
I don't know. Nothing would have to happen. He's one of these guys you don't really want him speaking unless he's in character. He's very awkward.
I will say this. I believe Daniel Day-Lewis is a great enough actor that he could become whoever he needs to be in order to steal anyone's girl. He could immediately come in and take either one of your girlfriends.
You're telling me after Robbie just made sweet love to his woman like no one else can.
Yes.
He could knock on the door selling encyclopedias and steal her.
100% he could, not necessarily selling encyclopedias, but what he would do is research the role. He would become whatever man or woman he needed to become, and then he would just take Robbie's girl. That's exactly what would happen.
Could Daniel Day-Lewis convince you, Joe, to have sex with him?
I can't imagine he couldn't. He could
so
do
he
anything.
can make you bang him, but he can't make you go see Lincoln?
Daniel Day-Lewis could probably play Selma Hayek in the Selma Hayek story, and then I just believe that, okay, I'm with Selma Hayek now. That's how amazing he is. But yet I won't go see his movie.
Let's take someone who's had a great career.
Okay.
And say, could he go through and have that guy's career with Ace Emerald? Could he have Eddie Murphy's career?
Yes.
He could have been 48 Hours. He could have been right there with Nick Nolte.
Here we go again.
Well, here's the thing. That's a bad analogy because I don't know that he could do stand-up. Actually, what am I talking about? Of course he could.
Of course he could.
But one thing that he couldn't do is suck like Eddie Murphy does now. He's not going to be doing 1,000 words or whatever. He's not going to be out on the streets of Chicago paying a prostitute to look at her feet. What happened to him, Robbie? He's not going to do that.
Yeah, allegedly. Like transvestites' feet.
Yeah.
That won't happen.
Shouldn't have to pay for that. You know, it's just, you're losing credibility, Joe, when you told me you've been to the movies since. You're probably in a movie theater with Lincoln. It's right there. You're 15 feet away from seeing this movie. You've been thinking about it for a year, and you won't pay the $11.75 and go see it.
Well, I won't go see a movie by myself, so I'm also at the mercy of whoever's with my kids. They don't want to see it. They don't want to see Lincoln because I hear it's mostly dialogue. So, they want to see like Skyfall and things like that. That's what they want to do. So what are you going to do?
I don't get why people don't want to see a movie by yourself. You're not talking in the theater unless you're black, of course. You're just sitting there.
In
you're
security,
taking the movie
I guess.
Well, you're in a dark room.
Yeah, I'm not going to do that. I'm not.
Well,
have you seen?
You've never done that.
I don't think that I have. I mean, here's the thing, is that you're home by yourself during the day a lot. Most people aren't accustomed to that, to just being home and say it's noon and you're home, right? I mean, you can only watch SportsCenter so many times, so I can understand all normal, productive members of society are at work. Now, I mean, you can call me, we talk during the day all the time, but I still am at work. I can't just stay on the phone. You follow? So that's why you're more likely to see a movie by yourself, because there's nobody else to hang out with. It's the middle of the day.
You're completely wrong. I'm more likely to see it with someone because I want interaction because I've been by myself. You've been around people all the night at work, probably people that are annoying you. If anyone, someone who's been around people all day would be more likely to want to go by themselves to see a movie.
Well, I don't know who Captain Cupcake is, but he is correct that I hate to be by myself. I hate it. As a matter of fact, from a very young age, when I used to have to drive up to the Wawa, which was 2 miles from our home, I would always force my sister to go with me just because I didn't want to drive. It literally is 5 minutes round trip. I didn't want to make the drive by myself. So yeah, I don't like to be alone. I do like the company of others. As a matter of fact, we've talked about this before. Me and Tim and Ken in Vegas, we often go on mandates. We've probably been on 50 of them where we go to see whatever movie's out.
Do you sit right next to each other or is there a buffer?
Well, it depends on how crowded the theater is, but we definitely sit a seat apart. But also Tim, he's a giant man.
He is.
He's 6'5" and his weight fluctuates. He's thinner now. He still has the man boobs, but he's a lot lighter than he's been at his largest.
So you have a fear of being by yourself.
I don't know if I have a fear. I just don't like it.
How much money would it take for you to live in solitary confinement? Let's just say you're in a one-bedroom apartment.
Okay.
So you have all your creature comforts.
I have television.
You have television, but you can't see or talk to anybody. You have no interaction, email, phone, just you and TV, DVDs, books, music.
Books, really? How long could I do it? Or, hey, for this amount of money, you have to do it for this period of time.
A year.
No, dude.
$1 million?
Listen, I'm not built that way. I'm not.
Oh,
I mean, first of all, there's also people in my life that I want to see. I have kids, right?
Yeah,
I have
$1 million
friends.
will help your kids more than you spending a year with them.
They're 12 and 15. I'm not going to not see them for a year. This is the most important time in their lives. I'm going to be there.
All right. 1 week.
1 week?
Yeah.
How much?
$1,000.
But see, here's the thing. I mean, I make more than $1,000 at my job, so I can't.
No, you get free paid vacation, extra week. But you can't talk to anybody.
I wouldn't do it. Not for $1,000.
I'd do it for free just to get away from people. Jeez. Just to be off the
Hey,
grid.
I have a question. What's your record for watching SportsCenter? You know, they just replay it over and over again over the course of the day.
Mm-hmm.
What's the record for the most times that you've just sat there and watched the same episode of SportsCenter back to back to back to back? Because I've done.
I mean, I have done that in years past, but I don't really watch that much TV during the day. Mostly my TV watching is at night. On the computer mostly during the day.
That's what I'm
granted,
saying.
My day starts at like noon. So.
It'd be one thing if you said, I don't spend a lot of time watching TV because I'm trying to be productive, writing, reading, but you're not. You're playing on your phone, bubble break or something. You're reading other people's tweets. You're accomplishing nothing.
Correct.
It's sad.
No, it's very sad. Actually, watching SportsCenter would probably be more productive than what I do. I am horrible. The thing is, if I have less time, I get more things done.